All right, guys, welcome in. My name is Dr. Jim Cellini. I'm a board-certified practicing veterinary neurologist and neurosurgeon, and I'm going to do something a little bit different today. This is my colleague, Patricio. Patricio,
hello.
Patricio has a very unique story, so unique in our field that I really wanted to get him on and have an episode where I basically just interviewed him to see, kind of have him walk you through his journey. He is a vet who obtained his veterinary degree in a foreign country, came to the U.S. and had to work as a technician before being allowed to work as a vet in the U.S. And this is a very common question I get asked on my channel from people in other countries all over the world saying, how do you do this? So I thought I would take the opportunity on today's episode to talk to him about that, since he's literally just gone through the entire process. So before we get into that, if you don't mind hitting the like and subscribe button, leave a comment if you like what you see today. Thanks a lot, and let's get started. All right, so Patricio.
Yeah.
First of all, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. So if you can, just tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
Okay, cool.
Where you came from and how you got into veterinary medicine.
Yeah. So I'm from a town in Chile, in the northern part of Chile, in like the desert areas called Iquique. There are not too many animals, and they're just dogs and cats, no farm animals, anything like that. And I just decided to be a vet because I really liked the medicine part, but I wasn't very into human medicine. And at the end of high school, I just decided to be a vet. So I spent 5 years in vet school. You don't have to do any undergrad or anything like that in Chile.
Really?
You just jump straight from high school to vet school.
Really? So you were 18 years old when you started vet school?
Yeah, and then I graduated when I was like 23 or 24, something like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I don't have that big loan.
Yeah, not very drawn out.
Yeah.
So when you were growing up, like, was there like a town vet like we have in the United States?
Yeah, and it's not only one. There were several different vet clinics, like small general practices, nothing like very fancy or specialty practice or 24-hour.
Not a lot of MRIs floating around?
No, nothing. No,
Me neither, back when I grew up.
Not at all. I think now they are just going to build a CT facility.
Okay.
But that's it.
And so what was the impetus for wanting to work on animals? What were you seeing as a kid that made you want to do that?
I guess it's just that I really liked being around animals. I just felt joy. And as I liked the part of biology, chemistry, or everything, when I was in high school, I was like, oh, this might be a good match for me. Love for animals, love for medicine. So
yeah, it was kind of like a curiosity thing for me, a lot of it. Too, growing up, like nobody could explain to me why an animal was doing a certain thing.
Yeah.
So I just felt like I had to figure it out myself.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. So you got to vet school. You finished vet school at the age of 23.
Mm-hmm.
And what year does this put you? Where are we
at? when I was in the middle of vet school, I really wanted to work with horses.
Okay.
And it was very weird because where I come from, there were no horses. I never rode a horse. I never owned a horse. I didn't know nothing about the horses.
Really? Because when I think of like South American countries, I think of like, gauchos and churrasco.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
The funny part is that where I come from, there is nothing. That's something weird that I can't explain.
Really?
Much. Like why I ended up working with horses. Anyway, so I finished vet school, and because you can't find jobs right away as a vet in the equine industry unless you have a lot of money, contacts, and everything.
In Chile?
In Chile.
Okay.
I just decided to work in aquaculture.
Aquaculture?
With salmon, with trouts.
Really?
Like a year, just to make money. Because
I didn't know that.
Nah, so working as a recent graduate in Chile is very hard because the jobs are low paid and there is not too much availability because we are so many vets in the country. And so I just worked in aquaculture for like a year just to save money. And after that, I decided to go to Canada to do externships.
So hold on a second. So what did you do as working on a salmon farm?
It's just basically you try to make the company be responsible in terms of following the rules of the government, in terms of the use of antibiotics, blah, blah, blah.
There's similar stuff like that in America.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Government jobs. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So cool. I made good money on that, but I just wanted to take that job to make money and save money for my plans that were going to Canada to do externships.
Okay.
In different equine hospitals. And the thing is that I went to Canada for 6 months to do externship in different places, and the idea was to be able to stay in one of those doing an internship.
Okay, a private practice, like small animal private practice?
No, was for horses.
Horses, so we're still with equine.
And
Okay.
at that time, everything was equine.
Okay.
So I ended up being accepted in the Ontario Veterinary College for an internship, a large animal internship.
Okay.
So I spent 1 year in Canada, and then I got a job in Oregon for an equine
I didn't know you were in Oregon either.
No. Oh wait, I skipped one part. Between
Right.
the externships and the Ontario Veterinary College internship, I went to California
Okay.
for an 8-month internship because they were needing someone urgently, and
Okay.
a friend of the surgeons that I was working with recommended me. So I went
Okay.
there for an internship, Canada for another year, Oregon for another year for this fellowship in equine sport medicine and imaging.
Okay.
And at that point, I really wanted to do imaging.
Right.
So my plan changed, and I wanted to become a board certified radiologist. But for that, I needed a small animal experience.
Right.
And in order to get an internship in a small animal, you mainly need to have a license. And that was the moment that I decided, okay, I'm gonna just stop with my plans of trying to get a residency because I'm not gonna get it because I don't have a small animal experience.
Right.
I'm gonna do the license thing.
So basically, multiple years into this process, once you realize what you wanted to specialize in, you then realize that everything I've been doing doesn't really allow me to do that.
Exactly.
So you had to kind of like start over from scratch.
Exactly.
That's intense.
I know.
That's quite. So how old were you when you made this realization?
No, like 20.
Okay.
29.
Oh, 29. Okay.
How old was it? Yeah, 29.
Yeah.
Just a couple of years ago.
Yeah. But that's like 10 years of schooling already and training.
Like comparing with you guys?
No, but like from the age of 18 to 29.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you're in this for 10 years and then you finally figure it out. But that's what happens sometimes, you know.
Everyone has their own time.
So you decided that you wanted to become a radiologist. Like a veterinary, I mean, you can do anything with veterinary radiology, but let's call it a radiology, a radiologist.
Your favorite specialty.
Yeah. Shout out Dr. Cellini. So, okay. So now you decide that you are living in Canada?
No, when I was living in Canada, what?
So when you decide that you wanted to be a radiologist?
So everything started in my internship in Canada because that was the first time that I was exposed to this high volume of imaging cases.
You were a veterinary intern in Canada?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to clarify that because this job title changes here in a second.
Yeah.
So you were a veterinary intern in Canada at an equine hospital.
Yeah.
And then you decide, I want to be a radiologist, but the U.S. won't let me just walk in and start practicing as a vet.
Exactly.
So what happens next?
Then I decided to enroll in this program for foreign graduates to get a license.
Okay.
That is called the ECFVG, Educational Commission for Veterinary Foreign Graduates. ECFVG.
ECFVG. Okay.
And
heard of this.
it's like a very long and expensive process.
I've heard of that too.
Yeah. That you need to be like very brave to take it. Like I've heard that a lot from local vets, like US vets, saying that exam is very hard.
So it's an exam and it's also like a process that you have to sign up for.
Yeah.
So walk us through what exactly that all entails from start to finish.
So actually to get a license here, you have two options. The one that I did, the ECFVG, and there is another one that is called PAVE. Where you basically have to pay to be like 1 year in the last year of vet school in any university.
Okay.
But that one is like very expensive and I just didn't want to do that.
Yeah, the common thread here is that there's always these fees that go into these things. Just it's so ridiculous.
So I just wanted to continue working while I prepare for my exam. And that's when I decided to do a step back. You're shading a lot, my friend.
I know.
And work as a tech while I was doing this process.
So you go from being a veterinary rotating intern as a practicing veterinarian in Canada, and in order to accomplish this goal, you have to work as a tech.
Yeah.
Because you needed experience for the ECFVG or
I needed because I never worked with a small animal, and the ECFVG itself is like 80% a small animal.
Okay.
So all the exams, there is a portion of large animal, a portion of clinical pathology, blah, blah, blah. But the main part is small animal. And I didn't have any experience in a small animal.
Okay.
So
now, did you need a certain number of work hours and stuff like that?
No, not necessarily. The job itself is not part of the requirement.
Okay.
It was just for me to stay in the U.S.
Right. Stay in the U.S.
Getting experience in small animal, continue improving my communication skills, because that's a huge part of the exam.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I actually had a lot of people that I did the exam with that struggled with the English, and I feel like that was very important for them in terms of you don't communicate very well, you fail the exam.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So
big English speaking component to
Exactly.
this.
See.
Okay. I didn't know it was like that formal. of a
yeah,
need.
no. So the ECFVG itself, it's 4 steps. One, you have to send all your documents from vet school accrediting that you are a vet in your country.
Yep.
The second one is you have to pass an exam in English. That could be, they did the TOEFL, I think. It's TOFL something.
Okay.
And
We'll look it up. We'll look it up.
yeah. And you have to pass a certain score, and I have to take it twice because I sucked at those exams.
Okay.
And after that, you do like a mini NABLI. That is the exam that you guys do always.
Right.
It's called Basic Science something examination. I already forgot all the names of my exam. And that's like a 200 multiple choice question.
Okay.
And after that, you have the last exam. That is the one that everyone is scared
So there's
about.
3 tests.
It's in theory 3. The ECFVG is 4. The accreditation, the English, this BCSE examination, and then the last one that is like the hands-on exam.
Okay.
Where you have to do a bunch of. It's a 3 days hands-on examination from 8 to 5 p.m. where they ask you to do a lot of things.
Oh my God! Like what? Can you say? Or?
So it's the exam is 7 sections.
Sounds like my board exam.
Yeah. So you have a section where you have to do a necropsy within 90 minutes.
You have to do a necropsy?
Yeah, you have to do a necropsy.
What?
They can either give you like a foal or a calf or a dog or a cat. You have 90 minutes to complete a full necropsy, write in a report, blah, blah, blah.
Do a crop and...
Yeah, everything.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Is there do they have like a cause of death that you have to get right, or do you just have to describe things?
You have to describe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That is crazy. So for, like me, I went to the University of Georgia. I took the NAVLE, which is like the board exam to let me, get state licenses and practice. There was nothing like this. I didn't have to do any sort of practical anything.
So
wow.
that was one of the section. The other section was small animal, and that one is like divided in 4 sections. One is a clinical case. They're gonna give you a random dog with a random problem,
Okay.
and you have to work it out the case, ask the questions to the.
Any neurologic cases on there?
Yeah, you can have
Really?
neurology cases.
Like seizure dogs and stuff like
Yeah.
that? Oh, okay.
But most of the time are gonna be like very straightforward cases.
15-year-old dogs circling to one side.
Yeah.
Right.
I might. Then you have another section when you have to do a lot of skills. They give you like a list of 13 things, like how would you place a catheter, how would you read a PCV, how would you do a urinalysis and stuff like that.
Okay.
So you have to do it in there with them.
So there's a technical component.
Yeah,
to it.
there's a technical component.
That working as a tech probably
That's
was
the thing that helped me a lot.
Yeah.
And how to do abdominocentesis, thoracocentesis, blah,
So
blah, blah.
working as a tech is actually quite underrated. Like, even though I'm sure it was like difficult to think about, working as a tech before moving on with your career, it probably benefited you not just for the test, but long term.
Yeah, no.
Because you can place catheters like nobody's business.
No, I still suck at catheters.
Really?
I always avoided that. Were like, whenever there was people allowed to do that, I was like, could you actually?
You're better at it than me, because I don't know if I would even know how to do it.
So, yeah, that's the part with the small animal. Then there is another section with anesthesia and surgery. And that's one of the reasons why I actually like taking this job.
Yeah.
Because the anesthesia section of the exam is like the worst for everyone.
Right.
Everyone fails that anesthesia section.
So Patricio's main job as a tech at our clinic was as an anesthesia tech.
Yeah.
And he worked with the surgery department and with me in the neuro department a lot. And some of our other colleagues too. So he got tons, and our caseload is through the roof. So you got tons of anesthesia experience, which is good. So did you see a lot of questions on there throughout the testing process? And you're like, oh yeah, this is clearly the right answer because of my experience.
Yeah.
Like, I just know this.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So for the anesthesia part is you just have to do anesthesia for another candidate to do their spay. The surgery section. It's doing a spay in a dog.
So it sounds like they're covering a lot of what we did in vet school. Like I remember the last year and a half or so in vet school, we would like tackle all these things.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe like just us like passing the course in our school is why we don't have to do it a second time through a formal test.
Yeah.
I guess would be why. But did you have to do stuff like that in Chile in veterinary school? Or?
I never spayed a dog. I never
Really?
did anesthesia.
So what? Going backwards a little bit.
Yeah.
Veterinary school in Chile. What was the like curriculum, if you could summarize
It's mainly theory stuff.
Theory?
Yeah, you never do too much stuff unless you are a very proactive person and look doing like externships on your own in different places. But I think things are improving now, but it's mainly theory. I never feel comfortable with the level of medicine that I got getting out of vet school.
Right.
When I came here for the first time, I was like,
really?
Like I would,
not even in Canada?
In Canada, the same. I was like,
really?
I would never be a doctor here.
Wow. Okay.
So it's like a huge gap in terms of knowledge.
Okay.
But
not a lot of veterinary neurologists in Chile?
No, not like there is no such a thing of like you guys have the board certification when you are a resident for like 3 or 4 years. There you do you pay for a couple of courses and people think, oh, I'm a specialist.
Really?
Yeah, there is not like a 1 year or 2 year commitment of specialty itself.
5 year in my case.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no, it's very. It's not very good specialty things.
Yeah.
Not only in Chile, in different parts of South America. The people, there are really good people that are like specialty in their fields, neurology, radiology, or whatever.
Yeah.
But because they have been getting knowledge throughout the years.
Right.
But there is nothing like a residency.
Okay.
You have a ton of experience.
I will say one of the most accomplished, smartest, kindest, and just best neurologist I ever worked with is a South American. She's from Uruguay.
Okay.
Her name's Dr. Sofia Gonzalez, and she worked with me back in Chicago.
Oh, okay.
So,
Cool.
it sounds like it's mainly like the institution that is lacking, like the actual formal training.
Exactly.
And it's just people are just starving to be able to do more.
Exactly.
Is what it kind of seems like.
And that's why it wasn't.
You just need the opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why that was one of the reasons why I left Chile, because I really wanted to get like a very strong based knowledge to get a specialty.
Cool.
And at some point I might go back. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Maybe you can be the first radiologist.
No, there is actually.
Oh, there is one. Okay.
There is just one.
You can be the second one.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. So now you are working so you finished your test. We were talking about the test.
Yeah.
So you just took the test when?
I started the process like 1.5 years ago.
Okay.
And I finished it at the end of December.
So is that 1.5 years just like going through forms and taking tests and?
Yeah, but it's always gonna depend of the background of the candidates. Okay. I know about people that do the whole process in 4 months. Other people take 2-3 years.
And what changes how long it takes?
One, I think, is getting availability to take exams, because there are just a few spots in the years. So there are 1,000 people trying to get a spot in one of the exams.
Really?
I was lucky.
So there's a bottleneck.
Yeah, I was lucky to get a spot to do my last exam in Mississippi last year. I woke up in the morning, I checked the website, there is a spot available, I just take it.
No way.
I didn't even think about traveling.
Ask questions later.
Yeah.
You got the pleasure of traveling to Mississippi to take a test. Mm-hmm. Good for you.
Yeah.
So you take, it just depends on like spots, availability to take the test.
And how much time you think you need to prepare for the test exam.
Okay. And then if you can tell people, how much does each test cost so that they have an idea?
So I would say that
No, you're good.
I would say that in total, I invested like 13,000.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In the cost of the test?
The whole process, including
$12,000?
Yeah. So I honestly see it as an investment, because that's gonna open me a lot of doors for a better salary.
Sure.
Yeah, but
so whoa! I thought you were gonna say 1,200.
No.
So you took 4 exams.
Yeah.
And what was there like paperwork filing and like admin fees and stuff like
so the fees to
that? And this added up to $12,000?
and the whole process. The final exam, the CPE, the hands-on exam that I told you, the 3 days, is 7,000.
Oh my God!
Like,
are you serious?
That's why I decided to get a job here.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah, because if I tried to pay this with a job being in Chile, I would take forever to make the money.
Oh my God!
So whoever wanted to do this, come to the US, work as a tech,
oh
make the
my
money,
God.
and pay the exam.
Work as a tech and then take every overnight on-call shift you possibly can to pay for this. My God, dude, more power to you. Yeah. That's like orders of magnitude more expensive than my board exams were.
Oh.
Like it's not even close. That's insane.
Yeah.
So other than the financial outlay, what was the hardest part of this entire process, would you say?
Just studying and preparing for it, because you have to be very constant. I was waking up like at 4 a.m. every day before going to work to just study, going through things.
No kidding.
Yeah, like for the year and a half that I did.
Yeah.
And it's just preparing for it, and mentally too, because the exam itself is very stressing.
Yeah.
A lot of people just stress so much. There was people crying when I took the exam.
Yeah.
So it's a very emotional thing that you have to be like very strong.
Well, it's the culmination of so many years of your life. You know, going through the process of, I don't know if it's like outright immigration, but you're, in the field, you're immigrating into the U.S.
Yeah.
It's like professional immigration. And to spend that much money and then to have to study on top of working as much as you have to in order to fund that is brutal.
So yeah, I got so drunk when I passed it.
I mean, yeah.
And that's the thing. So the exam itself, the last one that costs like 7,000, it's 7 sections. It's like 1,000 for each section.
Yeah.
And you have to pass at least 4 the first time if you want to retake the ones that you fail.
Okay.
And you have to pay again like 1,000 for each one.
Right.
You have to retake.
Of course. God forbid.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
That needs to change. Maybe I can change that. Who knows?
So guys, if people here wants to get more vets, maybe they can be more flexible.
Yeah, like
bring in foreign people.
I don't know. Maybe make it $3,000.
Yeah, maybe.
God Almighty. And I wanted to ask you too. A unique part of your story is being a vet and then having to work as a tech. And I definitely want to be careful what I say here, because I'm not saying that like you're downgrading your life by being a tech.
Not at all.
But in a professional way, you have this knowledge as a vet, and you can't use it in the day-to-day sort of clinical experience. How was that did you have to like kind of press pause in your ego to do that?
Not at all. I consider myself like a very humble person.
Yeah.
First, I knew that
you kind of have to be in veterinary medicine. Like, if you're a cocky person, you're going to get burned by something. Yeah. Like within a month.
So you knew that I only worked with horses before I took the decision of switching to small animal field. And I was like, okay, if I'm gonna move to small animal knowing nothing, and I need to stay in the US and I need to do my exam, I will work as a tech with no problem if I need to get experience in a small animal.
Right.
And the fact that I start from zero working as a tech and being exposed to the level of medicine you guys did in the hospital helped me a lot, and I never had a problem with you. I know nothing on small animal. I'm happy with this job. I'm learning from all the doctors in the area, and now that I work a year and a half as a tech, I feel like it's going to help me a lot working as a doctor, as an intern, now that I'm going to do my internship in Connecticut.
So you're going to do, what comes next is a radiology internship.
No, it's...
a rotating internship.
Yeah. I had the chance to do a radiology internship, but I wanted to get the clinical experience.
That's a good idea.
Of being an intern. It's going to help me a lot in the future whenever I want to do a residency in radiology.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Now, do you think working in like a multi-specialty ER hospital as a tech is probably the best route?
Yeah, totally.
Did you see so much stuff?
Yeah, you could work...
you've seen everything.
Exactly. And you could work in a general practice too for the purpose of getting experience for the exam. But it's always going to depend on your professional goals in the future. Right. It was very helpful for me to work with an on-site radiology, Dr. Newell, and seeing 10,000 cases during my period there. So it's going to depend on the goals that you have for the future. Cool.
And then, so you want to be a radiologist eventually. You're doing a rotating internship now, and then you want to do a specialty internship.
I'm gonna see about that. I wanna see if I can just apply directly.
Yeah.
Well,
sorry, I made an assumption just because a lot of people these days have to do a specialty
they have to do
internship
it, but
after a rotating internship.
We'll see. I might apply both. We'll see.
And then when you're done, let's assume maybe 5 years from now you're a radiologist. Where do you see yourself working? America, Chile, somewhere else?
I would like to stay here.
Yeah.
I could be happy to support the radiology field in Chile in some way.
Yeah.
But from the distance.
Right. Like telemed.
I think that being a board certified specialist here in the US, independently of the kind of specialty, if you go back to Chile and work there, you are gonna be like, you are not gonna get the same payment that you could get here.
Undercompensated in Chile?
Yeah. Okay. And there is not enough room to specialists in there.
Right.
There are no, like, for example, the hospital that we work in, there are no hospital like those ones in Chile.
Oh, right.
So, yeah.
Okay. Cool. If you had any words of advice for somebody who was in your position back at the beginning, when you were, like, say, in veterinary school. Sorry, he does that.
It's okay.
I figured it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's Bernie. So if you had advice for anybody who was starting out this process, say they're in veterinary school in a foreign country, is there anything you would have done differently that they should do? Any advice for them?
I would say, it's gonna depend on their goals. If they want to come to the US right after vet school, I would strongly advise to start the process right away because they are going to have the knowledge more fresh coming out of vet school. And working as a tech, I would tell them come to work as a tech in the meantime. Because even in Chile, you get out of vet school knowing nothing in terms of skills from a tech perspective.
Really?
And all these guys that are in the hospital where we work, all the Chileans, they are like very happy getting experience coming out of vet school. There are a couple of them that came out of vet school.
Now, did the Chileans, so we just got a bunch of new Chileans who are kind of going through the process that you are going through.
Yeah.
Same thing again. Now, did they reach out through you or did they just hear about our hospital? Or?
I actually commented.
I'm not trying to say that you know everybody in Chile. Right?
No. Chile is a big country. No, we just posted an ad in a website on a Facebook page in Chile that is full of vets looking for jobs.
Good old social media.
Yeah, and they reach out to the hospital manager and they got the job.
Cool.
But that's my advice. If you're a recent graduate and wanna come to the US and wanna do the same thing that I did to validate your degree here, just come and start the process, get a job as a tech. Make money here because you actually make more money as a tech here than as a vet in Chile.
Yeah.
And
that will all go away once you pay for the $12,000 worth of testing.
Oh yeah.
Good Lord. Yeah. Cool. Do you have any questions for me by any chance? I'm not trying to say that you should, but
no.
Okay.
Nothing.
Well,
would you go to work as a neurologist in Chile?
I would love to do like traveling consulting work. That would be amazing if I could do that. Like when my kid is a little bit older. And go to different countries who like don't have the exposure to specialties like neuro. I think there's like 300 neurologists in the country in the US. And there's probably like not even that many in the rest of the world. So it's underrepresented, and I think it would be amazing to go do that. Like that's something I want to do late, maybe as like semi-retirement, do like consulting work. That'd be incredible.
That would be great, and would be very helpful for the level of medicine in South America.
Yeah, like guys like me and you can go to Chile, and maybe I can go to my motherland of Italy, in the more rural places of Italy, and like help out a little bit. That'd be great. All right, so I have definitely recommended Patricio do a YouTube channel and start one, documenting and vlogging his internship, because I don't know a single vet intern or veterinarian through the training process that is doing this, and there's about 1,000 medical residents doing this. You should be the first big one, so I'm gonna advertise you as soon as you decide to start doing it. All you need is a light, an iPhone, just like that. That's all you need.
How much is this?
This is like, I think like $50.
No.
Something like that. Yeah.
Okay, now I'm more convinced.
Yeah, this is not like a professional studio. All right, so hope you guys enjoyed that. I definitely enjoyed having you over, and I have definitely enjoyed and appreciated all of your hard work since I started working here about a year and a half ago.
I'm gonna miss you guys.
You have, honestly, you are one of the best technicians and anesthesia techs I have ever seen in my entire career. I've never seen, I've seen equal, but I've never seen anybody greater than you in the ability to quickly get things done and multitask. So,
cool, thank you.
Very grateful for that. And I'm not just saying that because the camera's on. I just I didn't know how to say it in work.
That's
so, you know
fine,
what I'm saying?
He just saying that now that I left because I quit.
You're right.
I need to go to Chile.
Now that he's up. All right, guys. So hope you enjoyed that. Feel free to hit the like and subscribe button. Leave a comment below. Let me have any questions that you may have in regards to this. I'll try to answer them and ask him if I don't know the answer.
Yeah. If someone want to reach out to me, you can leave my contact.
Oh yeah, what's your I'll put the contact information in the description below. Yeah, I'll put his email there. If that's cool. If you want to ask Patricio questions. So, all right, guys. Have a good one. Thanks a lot. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.